His name, Mikey Wharton, 8 years old. When he died from an asthma attack, Mikey's mom, Vicki, didn't know asthma could kill.
But no, I never thought this was something that they could die from.
Experts don't believe it's likely that the vast majority of Americans suffering from asthma, now more than 17 million, do either. Mikey's mom, Vicki, tells her story in Washington, D.C., where she stands with powerful politicians.
I have the most chronic asthma you could ever have. I've been in the hospital more times than I can even count. The whole idea here is to get all of this message out. The truth is we face an asthma crisis.
They gather not just to share stories, but call attention to the dramatically increasing incidence of asthma in this country.
5,000 people die of asthma every year. You know, that's about 15 people every single day. Now, if 15 people were being shot on the front steps of the Capitol every single day, somebody would be doing something about it.
While the mortality rate of cancer and cardiovascular disease has decreased, the number of asthma-related deaths has doubled over just the last 2 decades. At home, at school, in most every environment, experts say we are failing to recognize, understand, and treat this potentially fatal illness.
Many patients are not being properly diagnosed, they're not being properly evaluated, they're not being properly treated.
Asthma, the chronic inflammation of airways in the lungs, the disease can be managed but not cured.
Living in denial can be harmful, but first you got to recognize it, and first you have to deal with it, admit that you're an asthmatic, and then once you admit that you're an asthmatic, then your heart and your mind is open to your doctors, to your nurses, so they can help you to allow you to get better.
This little girl, whose art visually expresses her fear during an attack, didn't think she'd make it.
I was like taking the tiniest breath I could ever take because I couldn't make a deep, deep, deep breath, and I was really scared I would die.
It's a complicated disease, manifesting itself in different ways in different people. But increased awareness is key in treating asthma because the overwhelming majority of asthma deaths are preventable. This is Lisa Price reporting.
I once had to get rushed to the hospital because I couldn't breathe at all. I was like taking the tiniest breath I could ever take because I couldn't make a deep, deep, deep breath. So I had to get rushed to the hospital. They put on this like mask over my face and I stayed there overnight. I felt really, really scared. I didn't know what was gonna happen. I feared most that I was gonna die, but I didn't know that I would live because I didn't know there was medicine for it. So I was really scared I would die because I've seen these like movies that have masks on and people are like they're in the emergency room and they're dying, and I was afraid I would.